Hi there, I'm Neil, also known as the Hairy Man, and today I've been shrunk to an incredibly small size, and I'm going to talk to you today about 3D printed miniatures and my, in inverted commas, adventures in getting them printed and what I think. This is going to be mostly discussing Hero Forge as a platform and their preferred miniature printing service, which is Shapeways, and a company that I've discovered called 3D&D. But first, let me get back to normal size. Much better. So, in answer to the questions you may be having, yes, that is a tiny, tiny mini-me. So, I'm going to talk to you today about 3D printed miniatures. Now, the one site everybody's heard of is Hero Forge, and that's where I've got a lot of my files from. I've had quite a few miniatures printed up, and they're mostly of my role-playing characters in the Empire system, because what the hell, I'm an egotist. And recently I encountered at a convention, before all of this coronavirus thing hit, a company called 3D&D, which you may have seen mentioned in one of my other videos. Now, it took me quite a long time to get round to using them, but I decided that it was cheaper for me to purchase the STL files off of Hero Forge. Now, for those of you that don't really know too much about 3D printing, the STL file is the 3D image of that particular miniature. So I'd taken advantage of a sale that Hero Forge were having and picked up some sculpts quite cheaply and downloaded them. And it's a fairly easy process. I went over to the 3D&D miniatures as webpage, link in the description, and just said, yeah, can you print me these? And it's all a reasonable price, which I will get to pop up on the screen somewhere. So what they did was they got them printed up for me, and unfortunately, due to the problems of getting stuff sent by courier at the moment, it took a little bit longer than it would normally do to get to me, but not overly stupid amounts of time. So what did I get for it? So what I'll do here is I'm going to put up some pictures and some videos of the miniatures that I got. One of them is Firbolg Druid that my friend is playing in a campaign that I'm running, and they're quite difficult miniature to get because it's not very common class combo. There's hundreds of like elf fighters or human rangers and stuff about, but Firbolg druids are a little less common. But since Taliesin Jaffe started playing a Firbolg in the Critical Role campaign, and I think I forget her name at the moment. I'll let Google do the work for me, and I'll stick her name up here shortly. She also played a Firbolg druid in there. It's kind of captured the imagination of the RP world, and there's a lot of people that want to play them, so it's a bit of a gap in the market. So I also got yet another miniature of myself in my full battle kit for Earl Seren from the Empire system. Not that I haven't already got a couple of miniatures of me in my battle kit, but it's always good to have another one. And so, and the other one is you've probably seen. I get another chap in to do the videos sometime. Works really cheap. He's a cut price Gandalf. So I also got a miniature of him. So when the miniatures arrived, very very well packaged. They're in shredded paper inside a box. You're not really going to get them damaged. Even through some of the worst couriers. I won't mention any names, but it rhymes with my herpes. So, what did I get? Well, I got the three figures, and quality was excellent, to be honest with you. Not much sign of the supports that you need to print, and there wasn't too much evidence of sort of like the lines where you see the layers that are done. But what really surprised me is when I was unboxing them, I was like, hang on, there's stuff in here that I didn't ask for. So they'd sent me for free some similar miniatures to the miniatures that I'd ordered, and looking at these, they look more like they're resin printed rather than 3D filament printed, but they were also really excellent miniatures, very, very detailed, slightly larger scale than the ones I've got, but I'm only going to use them for sort of like either display purposes or for playing Dungeons and Dragons. And as a lot of people have said, you could just use coins or jelly beans for your miniatures. But these are also quite good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up some of the miniatures that I've already had made by Hero Forge, and these are the ones that I have actually had printed out by their preferred service, which is Shapeways. Now these are a very, very high quality print and very good finish, and I'm very satisfied with them. Earlier versions were a little bit brittle, so one of my quite early versions, it's like I managed to drop him and he snapped at the ankles, but wasn't anything that superglue wouldn't solve. But some of the new ones, I've had stuff printed using what Hero Forge refers to as their premium plastic, which comes as sort of like a very dark base, and it takes paint very well. And as you will no doubt see, I am not the world's best miniature painter. My hands tend to shake if I'm doing fine detail work, so I describe my painting style as everything comes out looking like goblins covered in cobwebs dancing under strobe lights. It's a very niche market for miniatures, and I do my best. I'm not good by any standard, but I think that what I managed to produce is acceptable for sticking on a tabletop. So without too much further ado, I'll put these up, and hopefully if I can get the microphone to work, I'll do some voiceover of the miniatures as I show photos and some pictures of them on my fancy new turntable. Alright, so let's get on with that. Why, hello there. Cut Price Gandalf here. Very pleased to be back and talking about, Mini-Me, but that's a whole other franchise. As I was saying just the other day to my very good friend Discount Dumbledore, I'm overall very impressed with the quality of the miniatures that have been provided here by 3D&D. Absolutely top. And as far as the painting goes, well, the hairy man's a bit shit, isn't he? But, I'm certain that there are a lot of people out there in YouTube land that are able to paint these a lot better. But, it's good to see a little effigy of myself spinning around on a tiny turntable. Well, time for you to go.